Hope you enjoy everyone. Thanks for watching this. Now let's give my latest review on Naruto Shippuden, episode 490 right now. This is the second part of the whole Shikamaru story arc, I really enjoyed this arc. Shikamaru tells the story from his perspective, from the graphic novel, and we're just done with this, or we just got from Sasuke. Hey, well, let's get started. This is the second part. When it opens up, it looks like we're getting something from Sai's perspective. Remember, Sai is investigating in the land of silence, but that's where a place where shinobi who deserted their village after the war, they go over there to hide and to desert their village because it's peacetime. There's not a lot of war effort. There's not a lot of fighting, and so a lot of people are getting sick and tired. Off of that. Yeah, it looks like we get to see it's like someone's trying to get into Sai's head. There's like all kinds of doubts. Remember, Sai. He was never originally a member of T7 before, until when Sasuke left. He found a home, with Naruto and his team because he filled in the place in the gap when Sasuke left. He felt accepted. He had a family now, because he was taken away by Gonzo and the Foundation. They were used a lot. They were manipulated. They were dark ninjas, but he couldn't let go of his feelings. Eventually, he became a good person. Overall, this is about trying to find out what happened to him and what he went through. Apparently, they're checking out this checkpoint, and that leads into from the land of silence. It's called Terabia. It's pretty intense. How Shikamaru and his team are trying to go through it. But it seems to be a lot of disruption within the group. Like for example, between Soku, the little girl from last, him and her and Ro, they're the two team members. However, it's really be hard for them to get along because obviously Soku, she wants to do more as a shinobi. However, in this time of peace right now, she can't do a lot. It's obviously she's very good. She's a member of the Abu at the age of 14. But remember, it's peacetime. She can't do a lot of dangerous and serious missions anymore. She's not. She can't participate in the war. I mean, the war is over for a good reason. That's something. And she can't change that. But they're trying to understand things right now because this is about trust. Overall, because they gotta trust their team. It seems like Shikamaru himself is trying to compensate for everything. Last episode, we got to see that he's putting Naruto to all sorts of missions and stuff. Remember, if Naruto's supposed to become Hokage, he can't afford to be rusty. He can't take a break. Because his whole job is to support Naruto, no matter what it seems. Because it's obvious Naruto's not a genius, yes, but he is a good person. He's trying to support his friend. He's trying to learn as much as he could. Things are still, very hot and bothered right now. Because Sai's still missing. They're trying to get into the land of silence. And they come on this saloon, this kind of boarding house, it kind of reminds me a bit of the Old West, like how when he asks for a glass of water, he points him to the fist bowl, drink as much as you want. Even ask for information. The guy said, I have nothing to say to an outsider. He knows that he's not from this part, The guy runs a saloon, so basically. Then he meets this old man who talks about who's a shogi master. He plays shogi. They talk a little bit. Our Deans get a little despondent. Like for example, when the guy starts talking down about ninjas and stuff like that, and Soku wants to go in, he'll make rather struck him down right there. But Shikamaru tries to convince her not to, because this is all about the mission, Hey, if she suddenly kills him right there in front of everybody, then their cover is blown, Now those guys were already, being stalked earlier when they were watching the checkpoint, and she took out those guys without hesitation. Remember, she wants to do more and be just a normal shinobi. She wants to be one of the tough recreational ninjas that do all kinds of work. But it's gonna be hard. But she is in a peaceful time. She can't do that. This is all about trust and stuff. But things start to get, start to fracture. Like, for example, she overhears a conversation between Shikamaru and Ro saying that if things go bad, then they have no choice but to get rid of her, dispose of her. Basically saying If she betrays us, they're gonna kill her, which is a very big deal. Because desertion, treason, and those are very high tolerance crimes. Right, those are not the kind. Those are something that should not be, tolerated, especially right now, where we're at a moment of peace. It's any destruction, I'm sure any problems that they have, they can't afford to have that happen now. Especially with the village at peace, they're ready to strike, but they can't afford to lose this peace, especially with what they went through to get it. Especially when you think about Shikamaru, how much he lost his mentor, his father. This is a big deal for him. You know. It looked like for a second that she betrayed them. She talked to this kid who was at the inn. Apparently, the kid was a spy for the land of silence. Convinced her to like desert them. To pass through, even though she did responsible for killing some of their men earlier. She proved her loyalty to them like by killing Shikamaru and Ro. Of course, this was actually a bluff. They used that to their advantage so they can get her to sneak in, and just so they could use this later to their advantage. Basically, she turned traitor. That was all a lie. She even stopped their hearts for a second, making it look like they're dead. Because her chakra needles can very strong and go a right point. They even pierce through They can even pierce through the human body. So it's very easy. She can even stop a heartbeat without her body to die. However, she also meant what she said. She said she wants to do things her way. However, she can't just go running off by herself. But she also means she's willing to trust them. But she also has, even this trust is a two-way street. She meant half of what she said, like in this episode, and she need to work for you, but you gotta trust her too. Basically, you can't do this all on your own. Like if you're gonna push forward with the best you have. Don't overcompensate or try to undermine what you're trying to do. Remember this is the same thing that happened in the last episode where Shikamaru was working too hard and keeping things to himself, like overall. Of course, Tamari caught him and called him out on his crap, and she gave him that slug in the face. I really enjoyed that because she called him on his crap, because she knows Shikamaru too well to just ignore this, she wants to be there for Shikamaru. That means there's a lot more to this. Looks like the next episode, the next preview, looks like there's going to be some kind of problem with the mission. Right now they're trying to look for Sai, who was the last person who was infiltrated the village, but right now they don't have no idea where it is and what's going to happen to him. It looks like it's going to happen, but it looks like Shikamaru is going to be confronted with his past about letting his father die, letting his teacher die, and failing the mission, which is going to be a big deal for him. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Thank you. Sorry I'm a little scrambled. It's hard to do some of these videos sometimes. And sometimes it even bothers me if I want to do them at all. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. This is Sellavin. I'm giving my latest review on Naruto Shippuden, episode 490. I'm out. Peace. Bye.